Now, after using either machine, either the flex polisher or the Porter cable polisher, you're going to remove a lot, almost all of the really fine swirl marks, wash marks, all the little cobweb looking scratches. But some of the deeper scratches you're not going to get out with that machine. That's why we introduced a 4-inch version of our polishing pads. Now, this is our new Gen 4 green polishing pad, and this is a backing plate that attaches to your drill and turns your drill into a mini buffer. Now, mind you, this is a rotary buffer. This is not oscillating at all. So, before you come down and buff scratches out, like this car has, this brand new Camaro, looks like someone dragged a hose over the front of the car right here. It's just absolutely really scratched up right here. So, neither polisher pulled those scratches out. Well, this is going to do a heck of a lot better job, but since I'm so close to this edge, I'm going to take a little bit of tape quickly and just cover that edge just to make sure that I don't want to take any look at the primer on this brand new Camaro. So, using our masking tape, I'm going to take this one hard edge and just cover it all the way up, because the last thing I want to do is cause damage when I'm trying to fix the problems here. So, now the scratches are here. They're all along this front and they're here. So, after I'm done polishing a lot with the drill and the 4-inch pad, I'm going to come back and pull the tape and polish lightly. I just want to make sure that doing the bulk of the scratch removal, I have this little edge taped off. Again, I don't want to see the primer on this car ever. Again, wanting to make sure that I'm using and respecting this drill as a rotary buffer. This thing spins, it will generate heat, not nearly as much as a rotary buffer, but enough heat to where I wanted to go ahead and tape off all the edges around the scratched up area that we're going to address. So I'm going to start. I know that my scratches are serious. There's no question about it. We tried both machines on this thing and it didn't come out. So I know that I'm going to start with the green, our severe swirl pad, and our severe swirl remover. So putting just a little bit of polish on the buffing pad with the severe swirl remover. Now, I also like to hit a real small shot of our detail spray on the pad. All right. Now, before I turn it on, I want to make sure and smear that polish around. If I don't smear that polish around, I'll turn it on, it'll sling everything. It'll sling me, get me dirty, it'll get the other cars in the garage dirty. It's a mess. So, I've also got this on high speed. A low speed cordless drill will correct almost nothing at all. So, making sure that you're always using a really high speed drill is critical. Now, you notice I keep moving. I keep moving because I don't want any part of this panel to get hot. So I continue to move up and down, and then I continue to move across and back on the panel. The more I move, the less likely I'm going to overheat a small section of paint, and that's what can burn. So I'm feeling the pad. It's not very warm at all, but it's very key that if you continue to feel the pad. Make sure if it does get hot, stop. Let the panel cool down. Spray it with water if you want. But when I go over this one time, I want to make sure, again, take as much time as I like and as much movement across the panel as I like to make sure and keep a low temperature on the pad. The next pad I'm going to go straight to is the orange pad. And of course, like all of our polishes, the orange pad goes with the orange polish, our swirl and haze remover. Now, swirl and haze remover is a finer polish, and it's really, really easy to use. If you're concerned that your scratch is not that serious, you can actually start with this orange polish and the orange pad. So that'll be a good place to start if you have any fear of doing this. So just a little bit of polish, swirl and haze remover on the pad, a quick hit of the detail spray, and then just like I did before, rub it around a little bit first so I don't end up slinging polish anywhere. I start slow, and then slowly I work up the RPMs to full speed. This is looking fantastic. See, you can actually see the correction happening through the haze. So as your polish is working and your little polishing pad's working, you can see the removal of the swirl marks and the little scratch marks on this. It's just looking fantastic. So keep looking while you're polishing. You don't want to over polish. Polish just enough to get it perfect. And I've gotten all but just a couple of the really deepest scratches now, almost invisible. I'm going to take one more shot at this one scratch that I can see here. So, and recognize, I always say, never polish angry. What? Never polish angry? Yeah. If you just get a scratch and you want to go get it out immediately and you're all ticked off and you're like, want to grind that sucker out, don't do that. That's exactly when you burn. So you take and you go easy like I did, over it once, over the second time. If you don't get it out, this process is typically a 3-round process at removing scratches from your clear coat, okay? Give it 3 rounds before you can get, before you start to think, touch-up paint or sandpaper or anything like that. 3 full rounds, green, orange, white, and then consider, oh, let's go to the next step, because chances are 3 full rounds, you can get it perfect. After the orange pad, I always like to finish with the white, which is the fine machine polish pad. So, fine machine polish, white pad. It's our softest polishing pad. And I just use a tiny bit of polish, okay? This stuff goes a long way. I don't need to use a lot. So, a little bit of the fine machine polish. I'll prime it with just a little bit of the detail spray. And then, just as I did before, with the other 2 steps. Outstanding. So now, to see how we did. So, with a polishing towel, nice. That looks absolutely fantastic. It is absolutely, probably 95% better. Now, no matter what, when you're done using a rotary buffer, which is what that little drill is, after you're done with that, you have to follow that with an orbital polisher, because using that little pad, it's going to put little baby swirl marks in. So even though they're very small, you'll still see them and you'll notice them. So removing those is what you want to do next, and that's using the Porter cable polisher or the flex polisher, whichever tool you're using today. All right, now for the after. Dude, look at that. Look at that. That looks fantastic. That worked out perfect.